Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. This one's going to be quite a bit different because I'm going to add a voiceover, it's very much inspired from RecRap, if you've seen any of the videos on his second channel, which is actually RecRap 1, which is a bit confusing. He does these commentary videos where he talks over them and offers a bit of insight into what's going on with the run, and I've also seen Infume do that as well, so just let me know if you like it, if you hate it. I don't know, I just think it'll be a lot more interesting. This seed is quite interesting. It's a village seed. Oh my goodness, that crafting is terrible. Anyway, it's a village seed, and I feel like village seeds are a bit weird. For a while, I just thought, if it's a village, I'll play it out. I'll do COD strats, it'll be fine. But I feel like COD strats are really slow, and I think it's better to just reset for a blacksmith. I quite like playing for a blacksmith. Why did I strip that wood there? Who cares? I quite like playing blacksmiths. I don't know why. I feel like it's just locating a BT is hard, and I'm kind of bad at it. So, oh yeah, this bit's quite interesting. So, look, there. The golem can knock me off. Look. It's being an absolute pain. That golem is the MVP of the seed. There, it knocks me off. So then I think, alright, where do I go? I just walk over here and pull up with logs, which is a bit annoying because then I have to mine it down. But, I mean, worse things have happened. But as I was saying, I think village seeds are just because, you can be good at locating a BT. You can, there are people who are faster and there are people who are slower. But I feel like with a village seed, it's just, you see the blacksmith, you run over to it. There's not, if a professional like Loki or Skycrabs was doing this, obviously they'd be faster, but they wouldn't necessarily be faster to getting to the blacksmith, because there's not really a skill gap there. And so now I'm just looking, wait, why did I go back? Oh yeah, I needed food. I didn't have any food. I did have 2 bread from the blacksmith, but for an entire run that's really not a lot. So I decide, no, I want to go back. I want to get some hay bales. Do I craft? No, I get a stone one. I think that's a play. I get a bed here, so I don't have to craft it already when I blaze bed. I think that is the play, but I did have to break the glass, and it was a bit annoying, so arguably it isn't. And with hay bales, I feel like when I'm doing COD strats, I usually get 15, and when I'm not, I get 10. And I feel like that's the perfect amount, because, you get 34 bread, and often you can get stacks and stacks of bread, but you don't really need it. And I think what I've been trying to work on a lot more in my runs is to play a lot more aggressively, because I think what I used to do is just... Why did I pause for so long here? And why is there YouTube audio? I don't know if you guys can hear that. Anyway, I just feel like it's also with locating BTs and things, I've been trying to reset a lot more. And what I used to do is, if I don't enter the nether within 10 minutes, then I reset. And I used to be even worse at that. I would, if I saw a village, I was pretty much... the only way that I was going to reset is if I died. And I would, even if there's no spawner within 32 RD, I would still just force a direction. And I think, obviously, if you're playing no reset, you have to. But, my goal is sub 30. That's what I want to do in the end. And I just think you're not going to get that from never resetting. And here, what I'm doing is I need an enter, and I figured, okay, there's more plains that way. There's And it's also, maybe there's a blacksmith with more than a obby, and I can enter. I also look over to the birch forest, because you would be able to see all the trees on fire. I think that's also a pretty decent play. And now, like, I look over there, I don't see anything, so I just go over this way. And this bit I remember is actually pretty tragic. I think I decide to go in a cave, and I feel like usually going in a cave for a lava pool is the play, but I just absolutely hate it so much. It's just, there's so much, it's just so often a dead end. And, like, one of my pet peeves is people who say that, like, oh, I'm always so unlucky. But I feel like I just never get lava pools when I cave. It's so annoying. And then usually there's a higher chance of a lava pool generating when you're under a small lake. And I think, okay, there's a lake up here, I'm basically under it. And here I see lava, but it's fake. And I also see another one. Also, I don't think it was worth it blocking off that creeper. I don't think it was aggroed at me. I don't know, I'm not going to look back and check, because I'm probably going to mess something up. Because this is also my first time doing this. So yeah, I'm just going into the nether. This is pretty standard. I feel like I could get better at portal builds, especially I don't know how to do a 2x1 in a magma ravine, and I don't know how to do a side portal. So I think I do need to work on my portals. I'm also just quite slow at them. Alright, I hope the bastion is close, because I'm gonna run out of things to talk about. And I feel like if I'm doing a video like this, I kind of just need to be continuously talking. And talking for half an hour is really hard. It's like I've been thinking about making a video like this, like a commentary video, for quite a while, and I think it is a good idea. I think it's much more entertaining than just a speed run with no audio. And the thing is, like, I can talk continuously for like 15 minutes probably, but 30 minutes is really hard, and it's hard to make a commentary video when you suck at speedrunning like I do. And so what I've been thinking of doing is also posting like a ranked run, because those are obviously a lot faster. There was a run I had recently that was pretty cool. It was, oh, that's not ideal. I jumped in the lava. Anyway, I had a run recently that was pretty cool. It was what's an abandoned mineshaft spawn, which like isn't a thing, but I don't know, I reset, I saw that like the terrain was weird, so I clicked on it just to like check it out. And then I realized they have chests. This would make for an awesome commentary video. And I just figured, you know what? I'll play it out. I'll look for some iron. I did find some iron, and I left the fort like I left the bastion, sorry, really slowly. It was like, I think 15 minutes. I usually try to leave the bastion. Oh, that's not great. I usually try to leave the bastion at under 10 minutes, but you're not really, what was I saying there? I really wanted to play it out, because I just thought it would be really cool. It would make for a really cool YouTube video, and it would also be awesome if my PB was with a abandoned mineshaft. And I think I may actually post that one. I may make a commentary video about that, because okay, I'm looking at the timer here. I've been talking for 10 minutes. Almost exactly. So I need to think of something to talk about for another 20 minutes. I need to hope that none of my family members walk into my room, because then I basically just have to restart. So alright, so one thing that's been playing on my mind recently is, you know how we have limbs, right? And like, if you're relaxing, your limbs are automatically just pointing downwards. Do you think if we like evolved in space where there's no gravity, would our limbs just be all over the place? Would it be like cartoon characters who have like where their limbs can just bend in shape in any way? And if it was like that, if we did have limbs that didn't point downwards, would that be good or bad? Why are those pigs throwing a hissy fit? And why am I trying to deal with them? Why don't I just loot the other chests and then they'll be done? Just get blocks, it's really not... Oh my goodness, that's also... I feel like when I'm playing, I think, yeah, I'm doing a pretty good job here. And then I look back on, like, the only completed run that's on my channel. I think it was 31XX. That one, so I didn't do DK in that run, because I saw a Hoglin, and it was scary, and I thought, okay, I shouldn't go mess with it. But then I killed the Hoglin while I was on the Chalice. So then there was absolutely nothing stopping me from doing DK, and I still decided not to. And that was stupid. That I do regret. And yeah. So another thing, what I've been working on with my speedruns now is also, because I think to get better, I don't think RSG is really good for practice, because most of the time when you're playing RSG, unless you want to just try to play every world, most of the time it's going to be resetting. And obviously, if you want to get better, resetting isn't going to help you. So what I decided to do is, right now I'm working on my crafting and my looting, and so I learned quick looting, which is pretty cool. I don't know if it's actually faster, because I feel like it's slower than regular looting. But I also for a while thought that crafting a shovel to get flint wasn't the play, but I think it very clearly is. Oh, also this is pretty cool. What I see, I don't see anybody else doing this, like any top runners. What I always do, when I'm in treasure, and I break spawner, I always mine the chest, because you can get diamond armor, you can get a diamond sword, you can get looting 3, looting 3 for speedruns is just the best. And I think it's just, if you've hung a pearl, then it's just perfect. I don't really see anybody else leave treasure the way I do. And I think, I don't know. And another thing that I've also been thinking about recently is, so I learned Manhunt Bridge. Most of the time when you like think of Manhunt routes, you just think of Manhunt housing. And that's actually something that a friend showed me, and so he's been trying to get into speedrunning, and instead of learning how to one cycle, instead of learning how to locate a BT or locate a fort, he just decided to learn every single bastion route in existence. And one of those bastion routes was Manhunt Bridge, and I really like it. So the way it works is, if you enter Bridge from where the chests are, then it takes a lot of time to go to the chalice and then come back to that place. So it doesn't make much sense. So what you do in Manhunt Bridge is you aggro the pigs, and then you take them to the chalice, and then you trade at the chalice. And I think Donkey Kong is still faster. Ooh, pearl clutch. Donkey Kong is still faster if you, like, if it's in the right conditions. But I think also with the world record, Loki entered where the chests are, and I don't know if I'm stupid and doing Donkey Kong in that situation would have been faster, but I feel like his run could have been like 30 seconds faster if he did Manhunt Bridge. That's another thing that, oh yeah, I messed up I don't know what that text called, but I mess it up. There's another thing, speaking of world records, a lot of people say, like, will the sub 6 barrier be broken? And honestly, I think the sub 5 barrier can be broken. Like, it's gonna be a while, but imagine if, oh yeah, I broke spawner there. I don't think I did a hard block on the spawner, which you need to do. But I think, so imagine if the world record seed, it was the exact same, but he got 2 pieces of TNT, and he didn't have to boat so far to get his enter. And imagine if instead of Bridge, which I love Bridge, I would never turn my back on Bridge, but imagine if it was a double triple housing, or a double triple stables, or a housing. It could be so much faster, and so I think it's gonna take a while, but there's always gonna be people playing RSG. There's always gonna be people playing ranked, at least, and I don't think MCSR will. Oh my goodness, no, don't do another soft block. I know, yeah, good boy. I know I didn't blow up the second spawner in this run, but the fact that I almost did, I think now's also when I realize. That was also a bit tragic with the blazes. The spawning cycle, they just spawned and I immediately blew them up. In hindsight, I should have stopped and got them, but it's fine. And what else can I talk about? What else has been playing on my mind recently? So another thing that I've been thinking about for a while, do ants always have ants in their pants, or never have ants in their pants? And I think that really depends, because do ants wear pants? And like, the obvious answer is no. Humans are the only ones that wear pants. But maybe animals do wear pants, we just can't see it, or maybe they do wear pants and they do wear clothes, but it's just a lot different. So it's like, and then it's also, do we have humans in our pants? And like, that isn't a fun thought, but if you think about it, we kind of do. Like, right now, as you're watching this video, assuming you're wearing pants, there's a human in your pants. And with that logic, there would at least be an ant in an ant's pants. But is it ants? No, because like, ants, is the plural. You wouldn't say you have humans in your pants, you have human in your pants. And I just think that that's a really deep and philosophical question. Oh yeah, I couldn't find the the light in my inventory there. But it was... Can we just pillar up, mate? It's not that deep. Also, another thing. I'm gonna get in a boat and go out of it here. And I think I'm trying to do Bodai. The thing is, I have no idea how Bodai works. I don't know. I think you do have to do the triangulation differently. I don't know if you just get in and out of the boat and then suddenly it's more accurate. Because, I mean, that feels really ignorant. That just feels like someone who's just watched professional speedruns but doesn't really know much about them. Which I'm afraid might describe me. And I think that's the great thing about being stupid. You're the only person who realizes you're stupid. Oh yeah, this is a misplay. I throw a pearl in the water. I never throw pearls in the ocean because it takes so long for them to hit the ground. They have to go all the way down, and it's slow. It's also why it's so annoying when you're throwing pearls through lava, because in that situation, unless for whatever reason there's a strider and you have a saddle and you have the warped mushroom on a stick, then your only option is to either speed bridge or to throw pearls. And throwing pearls is faster, I think. So, I mean, but then you also have to wait for them to go all the way down in the lava. So that's always quite annoying. And speaking of speed bridging, I've been trying to work on my speed bridging recently. And so what I've always done is, I never speed bridge over lava, because I just think one day I'm gonna mess it up on a really good run and I'm gonna fall into lava. But I think that's another thing where it's like, it's the consistent play. If you're playing no reset, it's the play. But I think I'm good enough with my speed bridging to the point where I can... Wait, did I not have 20 obby? I could have sworn I have 20 obby. Anyway, I think it's just something that... It's the consistent play, but it's definitely not the play if you know at all what you're doing. And I think I'm pretty confident in my speed bridging. And it's like, I recorded this run a couple days ago, and since then I've made a couple changes with my speedrunning. I do tab space crafting now, which I think is a really cool strat and a really good strat. And I also do quick looting, which I think is also really cool. I don't know if it's faster. I think if you can do it consistently, then it is faster. And if you can't do it consistently, if you mess it up, it's way slower. And I think that's the thing. Often you do mess it up. Because if you're doing regular looting, you'd have to be a special kind of stupid to mess up regular looting. But with quick looting, it's... Maybe you accidentally click before you do the hotkey, and it's just... It's so easy to mess up. But I think it's also... When it comes to speedrunning, and really just anything in life, you have to play like you're good at what you're doing. You have to just pretend that you're good at what you're doing, because if you... How do I put this? If you truly... If you play like you're bad, you're gonna play bad. But if you play like you're good, you're gonna play bad, but you're gonna play better. If that makes sense. Also, another thing that I've been... Wait, did I throw out my boat? Brother, you have a boat in your inventory right there. Are you stupid? Oh my goodness. This run could have been so much faster. I mean, I die at the end, so I think you probably got that from the fact that it says choke in the title. But that's tragic. It could have been a couple seconds faster. It's this chunk. This stronghold nav is also, it is absolutely pathetic. Like, you'll see when it's, I think I need to work on my stronghold nav. It's not even necessarily the nav that was bad. It's just some decisions that I made. Like here, okay. No, I don't go. I think usually you should go center when you do stronghold nav. Usually you should have your pie chart and do preemptive. I don't know why I never do preemptive. Alright, so here, I'm fighting 2 silverfish. I should have just ignored them. I should have just gone, and my axe breaks here, and I just decide to punch the silverfish. The play was definitely to just ignore it and run, but I just decide to crit out the silverfish. Probably, if I didn't choke, this probably could have been... That may have taken away sub 30 pace. If the dragon had perched. And it's just, I try to go up for my wood to craft another axe, and it's just... I can't be too angry because obviously I was really nervous right now. But it is still annoying. Here, I thought I was gonna die here because there was a skeleton and silverfish. But actually, I don't remember how bad this nav is. Like, nav is definitely something I need to work on. Definitely something... It's not at all my strong suit. What happens is I just send a direction, and then I just don't look back. And I think that's very silly. Alright, so I see it here. I go in... Now, look at how much crying and regular obby I have. See, there it is. There, I throw out my crying obsidian and my regular obsidian. So then, right now, I still think everything's fine. I'm crafting my beds. I have 7 beds, but I'm looking in my inventory now, and you can see no crying obsidian, no regular obsidian. So I'm thinking, oh no, I may have just thrown the run. And then I remember, if you've ever seen a minimal advancements run, so getting obsidian and getting crying obsidian both give you advancements. So to 1 cycle, you can't use obsidian or crying obsidian. So I'm running to try and find water or a fountain. So to do, because a waterlogged stair is the only block where you can... Oh my... You stupid! Ah, yeah. A waterlogged stair is the only block you can use to... That you can place a bed on, and that you can... What's it called? That you can place a bed on, and that doesn't explode. And so here, I finally find water, and I pick it up. I don't know... I haven't watched back this run. I did pick it up though, so I don't know what happened, but I can sleep safe at night knowing I picked up that water. That was pretty cool. How I played that. I mean, I feel like I'm good at the start of runs, but at the end, I don't know if it's nerves or what. I just play awfully towards the end. So is it a 3i or a 2i? I can't tell. And my water just disappears. And I realize now, what happened to my water? It's just gone. So then I think, okay, this is bad. This is really bad. I'm in the end, maybe sub 30 pace if the dragon cooperates. And So I'm just thinking, frick, I need to do something. And I remember before there were the 1 cycles that we all do today, and why am I getting so many blocks? What's going on here? So before the 1 cycles that we do today, which is, I don't know if it's faster or I think it just takes less beds, there was the slab cycle, and it's extremely outdated, but right now, I don't have any other choice. It's like, I either commit to the slab cycle, which I've never done. Oh, I aggro an Enderman there. That's not ideal. So now I'm running here, and I'm thinking, please, just for like 1 second, while I'm at the fountain, don't perch. And as soon as I kill this Enderman, and that Dragon's Breath goes away, then just let me do it. And right now I'm thinking, right now it's already, like, it's now sub 30. Even if every piece of... What is that? Oh my goodness. So right now, even if every piece of RNG works in my favor perfectly, it's not sub 30. And that's really disappointing. It's 100% my fault that it's not sub 30. And it's a really dumb and annoying misplay. And I think it's like, the first half of this run, I'm not necessarily happy with how I played it, but it could have been a lot worse. And yeah, so I think this is the perch. Is it? No, it's not. I got trolled. I hate when the dragon doesn't perch, especially when it looks like it's perching and then it just decides not to. Good thing I caught that stair was there. So yeah, it's not even close to sub 30. I think if there wasn't the whole obsidian and crying obsidian fiasco, I think it probably could have sub 30'd. I think it was like, what was it? It was like a 37 portal room. I think that's definitely, I think sometimes you just get absolutely rolled by the dragon, and I don't think there's a time where it's like the dragon has to perch, and like, I don't think in vanilla there's ever a force perch. I know in a rank there is. I think in ranked there's a 10-minute force perch. So just look at this. I mean, like, for someone who's never done this before, like, I kept the dragon up. That's something, I guess. I got rid of most of its health with the slab cycle, but it's not possible. It wouldn't even have been better than my PB right now. It's like, yeah, I'm very disappointed in how I played this run. I'm shake my mouse in anger. Look at a bunch of Endermen. It's not ideal. Oh no, I don't have the seed for this world.